Oh, yes, it is that time. This is the first show of the stream show in 2026, man. I am so excited for an opportunity to come another year and hang out with you guys, the Ecamm family. And if you're new to the Ecamm family, I definitely want to say welcome to you. As you are coming on, do me a favor, let me know where you're watching at. And I really would appreciate it. And of course, we're going to shout you out. Today's show, the I Quit Show. Of course, you already seen the description. This is easy. I'm not quitting the show, of course. But there's a couple of things that I want to talk about today. Things that I am stopping, like some bad habits that I'm stopping, and I'm leaving in 2025. You guys can have it back there, okay? And I've also added some things to my list today that maybe I don't do, but some people could get caught up in. And we want to leave that in 2025 as well. So this is for me and for you today. So all I want you to do is lock in. Let me know you're here with me. And together we'll go through this so we can start the year off right. I'm so excited that you have decided to, at least come through and hang out with me. Like, this is an opportunity for the Ecamm family to kind of get together every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm just blessed that I get a chance to host this. So I want to say hello to Gretchen. Gretchen, thank you so very much for coming through today. I really do appreciate it. Happy New Year to you and to everybody else. She's watching all the way from Washington. That's really cool. So I think this is one of those shows where we're all kind of, Gretchen, talk together about not just my ideas, but some of your ideas. So I'm going to ask people as you can and as you feel to kind of chime in on some of the things that you, in your mind, you're thinking about. Hey, there's some things that I'm quitting as well. I want to know what they are. So as you are chiming in, as we get through the show today, and some of these things actually hit you, and you say, you know what, Strick, I agree with that. I want to stop doing some of these things as well. So Mary Ann, it's good to see you. Happy New Year to you. And there my guy go, bravo. Hey man, hello and Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so very much for coming through and being a part of the stream show and the Ecamm family. I want to just jump right into it. As people are coming on, please don't hesitate to let me know you are here. Of course, I'm going to shout you out. But in the meantime, I really want to get into some of this content because there's so much for us to do. And Matt is there. Hello to you, sir. Thank you so very much for coming in. Happy New Year to you. And I know I'm going to be doing this all day, so let me do it one big time. Happy New Year on behalf of the stream show and all of the Ecamm family. I really do appreciate you guys being here in 2026 with us. That being said, I want to jump right into it. One of the first things I'm leaving in 2025 is waiting for content to be perfect. You know what? It does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be on anybody's time but my time, right? We should all be thinking about how can I create content and put it out there, right? Nothing that you're going to do. There's some things that, from a skill standpoint, a doctor that is doing heart surgery, let me come back for this one. A doctor that is doing heart surgery, guess what? You want him to be absolutely perfect, right? All right. A doctor is doing brain surgery. Hey, man, you got to be perfect with that. There's some things that we think should be perfect, like politics is another one of those things that we think it should be perfect. It absolutely is not perfect, right? There's some things that don't require perfection. And when it comes to content creation, we're seeing it more and more, especially on TikTok, to where the perfections don't get the attention. I just want to be honest with you. Some of the big productions are not going as well as somebody just picking up the phone and talking. And if you do that, I do think that in the age of AI, imperfection is going to be your calling card. Your fingerprint to the way you do what you do, it's going to be your calling card, and it's not always going to be perfect. You stutter, your voice inflection, your lisp, if you have it, the way you come up and show on camera, all these things that make you who you are. It's not a perfection part, it's individuals. It's your authenticity. It's you coming in front of the camera and making a bold statement about whatever you are talking about. That makes the difference. So it does not have to be perfect. The idea of perfection, guess what? We're going to leave that in 2025. All right. I'm getting rid of the shoulds. Stop shoulding. Oh my. I love that. I owe myself because I don't need that. No, you don't need the shoulds. Okay. I get it. That is a good one. I might have to bring this up a couple of times today, Gretchen. That is awesome. Okay. Thank you for watching. Listen, I love for people to be on, and it's so good for me for people to be watching from all over the world. I used to say that when I was doing radio, because when I was doing radio, we had just started doing the internet thing, so people could listen all over the world. And I used to be, Strick City Live, and you're listening all over the world. I used to do that all the time. So there you go. Now I'm doing video, and I'm all over the world. There's no growth in perfection, just my opinion. People that are searching for that perfection, do you know sometimes you're searching for something you can never get? And it's okay for you to want to be the best and to have the best product put out there. But sometimes the perfection of that best product could hinder you from posting. And that's really what the mindset we're trying to get away from is the mindset it's got to be perfect. So I'm going to wait to post it until it's perfect. And having the perfection of it. I come from the radio world, and I absolutely love the fact that when I turn on the microphone, on air, I really had a little less than a 7-second delay for the people. Like what I said, they heard, and there was no bringing it back. It was out there. And the idea that you had to be I had to be so concentrated on what I was doing that even if I made a flaw, I had to continue because there was no way to get that flaw back, right? There was no way to get it back, but I do feel like that experience for me makes it different because I could go, I really like, even if I'm doing live like we're streaming live now, which I absolutely love, but if we were not and I was creating content, I would create content like it was live, which is hard to do because you want to, if you stumble over the word, I want to re-record that and all of those things. It does make it difficult, but I will tell you, because of the words that I know that come out of my mouth, sometimes because of my diction, I can pronounce all kind of words the wrong way. And I have to be okay with that. Because if I correct myself all the time, guess what? I'll be correcting myself the whole show. And who wants to hear someone correcting themselves? You really want you want to hear somebody talking to you. We're going to talk more about that inside of these things that I am quitting. But I quit chasing perfection. And just want to give you that as well. And I see him on the screen. My man, Jeremy, Happy New Year to you. We just had an opportunity to hang out last week. And that being said, I haven't shared my Zoom link. Why have I not done that? I want people to come. If you want to come hang out with me and maybe you have some things you would like to share about the things you're quitting and leaving in 2025, guess what? I am putting the link inside of our comments right now, so you can just click the link and come hang out. And Mr. Bravo says, I believe perfection creates another speed bump in the process. And I completely agree about that. I completely agree. It has to be perfect. I promise you, it's going to lengthen the time that it takes to get posted. And one thing that I think we all should be focusing on is creating content or going live, posting right now. There is a real revolution on content, guys. We are not fighting against AI. It's not a fight, but is an idea that we need to continue to put content out for our audience with our niche to trust us. Know, like, and trust us by creating that content, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. You want to do that. All right. Taylor says, I'm focusing on more on authenticity, reliability than perfectionism. And he got it. Didn't I just say that? Maybe I saw that. Maybe I saw that in the corner of my eye and wanted to say it first, Taylor. I don't know. But you are right on it, sir. That focus on authenticity and reliability, that know, like, and trust thing is more important to you than being perfect. Who knows a perfect person? And I'm giving you, I'm doing something I shouldn't do, like giving this dead air talking about perfect people. Like no one really knows a perfect person. You may think of somebody that does things perfect, but I'm starting to do some more. I'm starting to go from a videographer is where I am right now, and I want to go into cinematography. This is a great story for you guys. I'm a videographer where everything is nice and clean, and I'm using Sigma lenses, real nice, clean, and sharp images. I love the fact that the Sigma images that I'm getting from my podcast. If you guys hadn't seen Strick City Live podcast, I talk about things and people about Birmingham, Alabama, where I'm from. Right, I'm really just diving into some of those stories. But I wanted to do some documentaries, and I'm looking at the next lens set that I would get to do more cinematography. Guess what? Cinema lenses are not based on how clear and sharp they are. It's the artifact that they bring to the camera. Like each lens has a different type of viewing that makes it not perfect. It is the imperfections of those similar lenses that gives you the character, and you basically choose the lens set you want to go with for the look that you would like to have. But it's not a clean look. If you need a clean, like more of a photography, clean commercial look, the Sigmas are the way to go. Tamron lenses are the way to go. But there's a whole nother line of what we call cinema lenses that will bring different type of artifacts to your camera for the video. I just learned that. It's not perfect. Like the imperfections in the lens is what brings character to it. Oh, again, that's just one thing. I have tons for you guys today. Matt said, I'm going to stop pretending I know bookkeeping and actually learn how to run my business. Hey, man, listen, those things you don't know how to do, Matt, hire somebody, brother. It'll go a long way. You can always get a bookkeeper, right? Your perfection for us in this community. Oh, man, you're perfect. Okay, let me read that right. You're perfect for us in this community, and that's all that matters. Gary, man, what do you want me to do? I want you inbox me the Cash App, I'll pay you for that statement. I really do appreciate that, man, because we try really hard here at the Stream Show to be sure that we have a place for the Ecamm family to kind of grow and learn together. So thank you for saying that. And OBS is here. Thank you so very much. There is no perfect. There is no perfect. The problem is people search for perfect, and it hinders them from posting content. And that's what we want to get at today about some of the things that we're leaving in 2025. The idea that I need to have something perfect. Because you can listen to some of the gurus out there. Post your word hook here, visual hook here, actual sound hook here, and then do this and do that and turn around and do jumping jacks, and people are watch your video. All those things can happen, and you do want to have a process for the visuals that are trending right now that some people are using, and they are getting some of the views. But most importantly, what type of story are you telling? How are you connecting with your audience? Is it just about you being visible, or are you answering a question or solving a problem? Ooh, that's it. Listen, you don't have to be perfect in solving a problem, right? Do have to be right, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll just let that sit right there. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You guys want some more? Let's go. Yeah, what kind of story are you telling? Boom, that's it. That's it, Obs. What kind of story are you telling? Here's another one. I'm going to stop creating content without a clear goal. This gets us all the time. All right? This gets us all the time. I am one of those people that would be like, hey, this is a great idea. Let's do this. And sometimes it works, but it needs to go inside of the strategy that you have for your content. What is the goal of the content that you're creating? What are you doing with the content? It's so easy for us to go after the new shiny thing. And it's sometimes good to be able to talk about something that's new and shiny, but where is that inside of your content strategy? Squirrel, like, why does that always happen to us? To where we get off, like we like to get distracted on what we're trying to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Your ability, all right? Your ability to be disciplined and to be, how do I want to say this? To be straight on your content strategy, to be on it, to be focused. That's what I want to say. To be focused on your content strategy is what's going to get you. And it's the long, like you got to be able to figure out, I'm on the long road. I'm on the long road. There are people that have published 1 or 2 videos and gone viral and have tons of subscribers. And we're YouTube people. I like to talk in YouTube terms. People have gone viral on YouTube and got tons of subscribers and tons of visibility. It has happened, but it doesn't happen to everyone. All right? What happens to everyone, for the majority of the people, they produce a video as they're trying to grow their audience, and 1 or 2 people view it. And they probably view it themselves. We view it ourselves more than anybody else views it, right? Those are things that actually happen. And what you have to do is take those 1 views and 2 views and try to add by producing content that those people like and that YouTube understands the audience that you're trying to reach, and they start recommending you. But they start recommending you based off of people's response to it. I'm telling you, like, this is not a get rich quick scheme as a content creator, guys. I'm hoping you have a purpose, you have a strategy, and you stay inside of that strategy, and then you create with the clear goal in mind with that strategy. All right, I've just getting me here. She says, you said it, DJ Strick. I'm just repeating it. Well, I appreciate you keeping up with the notes. Yes, somebody has to be the note taker in the room. Obs is you. Thank you so very much for saying that. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's not slow this down because I have a lot to cover today. And when we talk about things that we're quitting, I'm stopping, I'm leaving this in 2025. I'm leaving ignoring the analytics and feedback. And this is not just for me. This is for everybody that don't take the time to look at their analytics on their videos. Every video that you have, give it a couple of days. Let's see how it performs. Let's see where it is. Where's the drop off? Like, did I get my hook right? And this is not for perfection. This is as we are trying to do better for each one. How long did I keep someone concentrated on the video? You want to know how long that was. You want to look at the analytics, and then you want to look at any feedback, any comments that you would have. You want to get all of that inside of what you're doing, okay? So that I want you to keep that in mind. I see you, Gretchen, in Zoom. I'll be right over to you, okay? Thank you for hanging out. The next one I want to do, posting inconsistently. Listen, that's in 2025. I quit that. I'm no longer doing that. Like in 2026, there's going to be a nice rhythm to my posting. All right. And I'm saying it from my standpoint, man, I sure hope you guys can embody that. Eric, let me tell you something. Hello, sir. Thank you for coming through. Like these are some of the things in 2025 that we've done that we just need to rethink a little bit. Happy holiday to you, sir. Excuse me. Happy New Year to you. Had to kind of change my tone. Like I said, happy holidays for so long. Happy New Year. All right, Eric. So posting inconsistently. Find a rhythm. You say, well, what is my rhythm? What can you do consistently? All right. What rhythm can you have consistently? How do you restart after quitting? This is a great one. You find a consistent rhythm for your restart. Okay? You have a strategy, you have a goal in mind, and then let's find us a rhythm. Good question, though. Let's find us a good rhythm that we could do. Let's not have our heads in the sky, right? I'm saying this. And Gretchen is like one day at a time, and that's right. But you got to have a good rhythm to start. I remember before I ever did a live stream, right? Before I ever did a live stream, I said I'm gonna live stream every day. I'm gonna be like the news channel. I'm gonna have something going on every day, just like a news station. And people are going to come. I'm going to interview them. And then I'm going to talk about news. I'm going to play music, just like a radio show. And I'm going to be here and we're going to do that. Oh my gosh, I started creating content. And then I realized that, you know what? Then I realized that there was no way I was going to be able to keep up with that. Absolutely could not be on every day in another location with their Wi-Fi trying to figure it out, right? So I had to bring it all the way back. I took time to build my personal studio here in my home so I could be somewhere and it wouldn't cost me a lot of money. I could be on as often as I could be. And I decided for my own personal content, not the stream show, but for my own personal content, once a week was going to be my rhythm. Once a week was going to be my rhythm. And then it took me time after doing it for a while to figure out what day, because sometimes I was good during the week of editing and sometimes I wasn't good during the week time-wise to be able to edit the next show. So I had to find like a good rhythm. Rhythm is a dancer. Snap the early. Yeah, there you go. You got to have it, right? You got to have it. Oh my God, that's really, really cool. So I have some people and I want to get to them really quick. You guys know how I do. I will build a scene really, really quick just because I can. So in building that scene, I want to have the ladies come through and hang out with me because I do have Gretchen and I do have Arms and I want to add their cameras because they look great. And we're going to talk about these lists. Let me see. Hey, Gretchen. And hey,
Hey,
how are you guys doing?
I'm good.
Man,
I'm
I
good.
appreciate you guys' willingness to come through and hang out with me. Of course, you can see I'm still kind of, I like doing it live. Like I just do. Like I build everything live. This is what it
That's
is.
good.
That being said, I know you guys can help me out when it comes to this stuff. Gretchen, you've already kind of chimed in about some of the things that you're stopping. Anything on the top of your mind that you want to add?
Well, I think you said about analytics and things. It's you can look at them all you want, but if you don't know the background behind them or what they really mean, you can make up all kinds of stories about them. And
You
so
can. You
I just kind
can.
of choose. I just there's some that you know me. I've done the go live every day for a year
Right.
and had then went on to twice a week and kind of thing. And over December, I did kind of a challenge for myself of shorts every day. And I got more engagement and subscribe. I have a small channel, but proportionally in December, the number of people that showed up because I just went every day, did these little things, but they were short little things and they were fun little things and they weren't any big. I didn't put any pressure on myself about it. I didn't answer somebody else's challenge. I put my own challenge out there And the challenge wasn't necessarily to grow my channel or do anything that. It was more to grow myself.
I like that.
And and you got to look at it as if I've made a step forward, I've grown.
Yeah, yes,
It
you
doesn't
have.
have to be. It doesn't. You don't have to go to the top of the dang mountain to be a hiker, or you don't have to. As a photographer, you don't have to go to, Mount Everest to get a great picture of a mountain. You can sometimes, for me, I can go out in my backyard, kind
Right.
of.
I like that.
And
That's true. That's
so
true.
it's just, I think for me, the thing that I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit questioning my mindset about things all the time. I need to keep questioning that mindset and
Okay.
where did it come from? What's the source of that mindset if it's a negative one?
Right.
That doesn't serve me at all.
That's true.
So,
And some of us, Gretchen, I would tell you this. Some of us have those things that you say where it come from, like that's ingrained in us to, I guess, how do I want to say this, think less of ourselves or not
oh,
give ourselves that opportunity. I mean, it swept through our community a couple of years ago where everybody was like, I have the imposter syndrome. It's the imposter syndrome. And instead of being true to, you know, I may not be the biggest photographer, but I shoot from my skill set some really good pictures.
yep,
I feel like I
yeah,
do really well at where I am, and not only that, there's a few people that are going through this journey with me that like my photography. And I think you have to hold on to each step because and we're old enough to kind of understand it. We're not gonna you know,
yeah,
it's not that you won't go viral, but if you're okay being the photographer in the niche that you're in, when something does happen, it doesn't make you become a different type of photographer just because a lot of people are watching. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah. It does, and it also it just the photography or whatever it is that you do. Sometimes what you do for yourself as a creative is not always what you do for your channel. I mean,
Right.
like most of my channel is about art. I mean, before I started that channel, I didn't even own a sketchbook. And
Wow.
now I draw and paint and do all kinds of stuff. And I've always read the books and all of that kind of stuff. But that's for the people that come to the channel and that's that interaction. My photography still kind of sits in a place for myself that comes from way back. But what you just said about the culture that we've grown up in, you know, I'm the senior member of this group. In less than 6 months, I'm going to hit 70.
Come on, Gretchen. That's awesome. You
Oh,
look great, by the
so I
way.
can claim a couple things, but the thing is that I still catch myself buying into some of those cultural norms that I was told as a child.
Hmm.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Or it's better, to be seen,
Or
not
not heard.
heard.
Uh-huh.
And all those kind of things. And you know, and I have to go back. And my parents were amazing, but I have to go back and look at the cultural times of them and
Right.
say, do I want to buy into that? I don't
Right.
have to buy into
You
that
don't.
anymore. I mean, this is a whole new generation, and I've gone through a lot of them, and I'm old enough and cranky enough, and you know,
Well, that's
just
good. So some of these things that we're talking about, you resonate with because some of us do carry some bad habits. And it's times like this where we're starting a new year where we can look at some of those bad habits and say, you know what? I want to take this off of my plate. All right. I do not want to go into this new year and what we have on the line posting inconsistently. Let me be very thoughtful. I've been creating content for a couple of months now. What is a nice rhythm for me? And I do feel like if people are really honest with themselves, It may not even be once a week, maybe once every other week. You know, maybe twice a month that you actually post something. Someone will say, well, you can't get traction. You can't get traction when you're inconsistent. So consistency could be whatever rhythm that it is for you to be able to post and be consistent with those postings. All right. Now, Obs, you've been sitting there nice and quiet. I would love to hear from you as well. When we think about some of the things, habits that we may have had in 2025, what do you think you may be moving away from in 2026 to help you in your content journey?
Well, I'm like, I don't know about what move away from, but I'm like, continue and definitely do that is continue posting myself daily.
I like
It's
that.
not a lot, it's not long at all. A minute ish, I'm like, it's amazing what can happen in a minute.
That's true.
I was dead, they, a couple times I got like shocked 3 times.
Wow.
I am thankful. I mean, obviously, I am still here. I could have get on like that. Here's the thing. I am here. I am thankful. And this is what I'm taking this year is to tell people specifically. So I guess not taken away, but as far as consistency is posting consistently.
I like that.
And I'm thankful that even though a minute ish, I'm getting it.
I like that. Every day, at least a minute of content is what you're doing in 2026. I love that. And is that content a recorded content or live streamed?
The one great thing that I will always say I'm thankful for is Ecamm Live,
It's true.
is me being live because I was not gonna, I would just re-record, redo it, redo. I'm like, I
Yeah.
would never put it out.
Right. Right.
But so I had to learn from my crazy cycling accident that now is almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
So you have Bear Grit, totally. But yeah, now stay simple.
Stay simple.
So, yep. So Bear Grit to stay simple.
I love it.
Like, it's nothing crazy, nothing fancy, but
Hey,
consistency.
I love it. Hey guys, the ladies are chiming in today. I want to hear what you have to say, including my guy Eric. Now he has something that he's added. He said, since I'm gonna put it on the screen. Where we at? There we go. Now let me move it around here. Since 2022, I've been posting a video every Monday and Wednesday. Eric, let me know how that's been going
Yes,
and how it is definitely something that's really
good.
cool. That is a lot of time. So you're going into almost 6 years into doing that. And I
Yes.
do think your consistency makes the difference. But let me know how it's been going for you doing it that way. So let's keep going. And ladies, as I go through this, please chime in. I would love to hear your response on each one, trying to be everywhere at once. That's something that I'm leaving in 2025. You know, there's a way for us to be on multiple platforms. You got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Did I miss one? 6?
There's always stuff. Yeah.
Substack.
Substack. I'm not on Substack. I just couldn't do it. But it's out there. So that's 7. Can you think of anything else? If we're or in our own personal websites, right? We should be posting on our websites. You want to be somewhere where you control the real estate, right? So that's giving us
Right.
8. We could be in a lot of places. But as you are
Mhm.
growing as a content creator, I think that it's good for us to kind of find ways to concentrate. And it doesn't have to be one. It could easily be
Mhm.
2. But when it gets to be overwhelming for you, I would pull back.
Mhm.
Aubrey, you feel like you resonate with that?
Oh, very much. I'm like, that is exactly it. I mean, what is it? Basically, my what? I'm like, what is it now? What
Right.
is happening now? What are you doing now?
Right.
Like, I know I was well, before my accident, I was a software engineer in San Francisco. I had this set. I got to travel around the world and go to Canada, go to all these different conferences.
Right.
Guess what? I don't anymore, but that's the thing. I had a massive stop,
Right.
not by choice. But now I can be like, you know what? I'm better because of that. Because, like you're saying, Strick, there are so many amazing things that we can see to not do
Right.
this next year.
Right. So trying to be everywhere. I just
So,
want people to have a mindset of that. Go ahead, Gretchen.
so my tagline that has always been for my photography is finding the beauty hidden in plain sight.
Hmm, I like that.
And the thing is if we try to be everywhere at once, we're not present where we are. We have a really hard time being present when we're everywhere else. And that's one of the things I've really come to recognize is that if I will miss so much
Mm-hmm.
if I am not present where I am right there and wishing I was someplace else or seeking, being trying to, I got to do the, I'm going to miss a lot of wonderful things. And, you know, you just, it's just, it doesn't hurt anything to slow down. It really doesn't hurt to slow down and take a look around
That's
and
right.
pay attention to where you are at the moment. It feels, taking a deep breath is a kind of important thing. And that's what, you know, it's just be happy where you are. If you can be happy where you are right now, then you can move to the next place at the appropriate time and be happy there and find something wonderful there. And
That's right.
each time you do that, you're going to find some little bit of content to tuck away in your head, and maybe it'll come back for something else you want to create later.
Now, this is not in regard to people having any type of ambition. It's just being content as you
Oh,
are ambitious to the next step, right?
yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with ambition or anything like that. It has to do with more of appreciation because it's that appreciation of where you are, who you're interacting with, what information they have
Right.
is just we do this as a creative outlet for all of
Right.
us with these content creators because we have things we want to show or share.
Right.
But the way that our own content gets enhanced is when we watch other people's and when we interact with other people's. I
That's
mean,
true.
after this, I know that there are things that I'm going to take away from this, from your show, and go back and say, oh, you know what? I could do this. And one of the things I learned from Obs with her daily-ish lives that she does is she has a very consistent set of stuff. She just pops it up there. I'm there. She's live. She does it, and it's a minute ish. And I know when it's going to be. I know where it's going to be. But I also now know how her scenes all go to bed together. And I've adopted part of what she does into my own stuff. It's
That's
like,
awesome.
oh, that's simple. And I learned it from Obs.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. I like that. So Eric is sharing that my tips is to spend 15 minutes every day on social media / videos. You can achieve a lot that way. I like that. So having a strategy is big time. He did says, I'm happy with it all when it comes to his videos. Now he's at 950 plus videos. Unfortunately, he hadn't done any live streams lately, 6 in 2024. If you plan well, it's easy to do. I always have 20 to 30 videos in reserve. That's really, really cool, Eric. Keep going, man. We like live streaming. We use Ecamm, and Ecamm makes it really easy for us to live stream. But if you're posting content in your rhythm, that's where we want to be. I want to go on to the next one here because I do have a few. I hadn't copied them all, but I hadn't counted them all. But we're going to go through more than 10. How about I say that? Copying trends without originality. I'm going to leave that in 2025. You know, I did do a trend in 2025 that I thought was really, really cool. And I like being on top of it, on top of trends, because you just never know what trend would hit. Sometimes people, when you say trends, people think all kinds of things. But if there's a trend on a platform that I'm using that's getting visibility because it's done a particular way and the algorithm likes it and pushes it, I want to try to do it. All right. I want to try to do that. There's nothing when it comes to trends. How do I say this? How do I want to say this? I like knowing how to do everything. Okay, not to distract myself, but I see someone doing this. How are they doing it? So I know how to do it just in case I need to add it to my workflow. All right, I think about that with AI. I'm learning AI. I'm learning some video AI tools so that if I can figure out how I use that in my work, I'm not afraid of it. I'm not saying, oh, I hate AI. A lot of people are doing that. And eventually, you know, you're going to see more and more of it, and you're not going to be able to tell what's real or what's fake. That's true, but at least you will know how it's done. What do you think about that? Any trends that you're going to try to leave in 2025, especially if you're not adding your own flair and originality to it? Perfect. Obbs, go ahead. You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just
That's
like,
okay.
no, I think y'all are right on. Like copying trends. I'm like, I don't think that I really do. I'm like, I'm not cool enough to follow trends.
You are definitely cool enough to have a trend to follow, I'm sure. It
There's
seems
a
like you're making
minish.
trends. I get it.
Oh, there we go. I just throw it down. There we go.
Gretchen, it looks like you're thinking.
Well, the thing is that, like I said, um, the trends are all kind of repeatable. They're back. Yes, there's a new twist on them, but they're back. I've kind of been through them. I looked at my granddaughter the other day with her, I'm like, I think I had those bell bottoms back in the day and,
Uh-huh,
and all the
uh-huh.
this kind of thing and that stuff. So I guess for me, if the trend resonates with me in some way, if I look at it and it feels like it fits with me, then yeah, I'll pay attention to it. If it doesn't, um, I'm not sad about letting it slide by me.
Gotcha.
It's not one of those things that I have to do. I'm I figure I I can I enjoy a lot of things and I enrich my life in a lot of ways. And if it's a struggle to try to reach for something just because it's a trend and it doesn't fit with me,
You're not
then
doing it.
that's not authentic to me.
I
And
get it.
yeah, no thanks.
So there was a trend that I did last year. And this trend was basically a resolution change. So it was a different resolution that people have. So it went from like 51 something to 32 something. So it filled the screen, but it was a real, just a slice of your video. And the idea that the guys that I had that was pushing it was that it would be a scroll stopper. But basically, it was an action kind of movie, but you could only see like a portion of the screen, and it was an Instagram thing. It kind of went up and went down really, really fast. I did have a video that I posted there, and again, it was just a resolution change to be able to get people to stop the scroll. It was a good try. It wasn't something that it definitely did not hit, only because you can only see so much of the video, or the picture that you were doing, which is to gain attention, but it just didn't go over well. Like a lot of people didn't catch on to it because you had to be somebody that uses some type of video editor to be able to do it. Everybody could not do that particular trend, and I didn't think it was the worst thing in the world, but I did it. The video got a few views, and guess what? I moved on to the next thing. It's not that I couldn't do it. I could do it. I did it and posted it, and you kind of just move on. Now, I still have to take that video and repost it in the real size that people can see, whether that's landscape or portrait. I had to figure that out, but people still need to see the video. But it was just like this. It was just something I tried. Trends can get seen. Okay, I get it. Originality keeps you remind. Okay, yeah. So I agree with that. I say don't just borrow the moment. Build the reason people stay.
Oh, Torah.
Yeah,
Torah, that's good.
I think that's really
Torah,
good.
that's good.
I think the build. Okay, I say don't just borrow the moment. Build the reason people stay. I really like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
And
Torah,
that's
yeah, it's bomb.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And that's something to be thinking about. So they talk about having waves inside of your video creation story, because you just never know what will happen in the world, and people, just like the pandemic happened, and there's a wave that was created of people going online to be able to get content. And guess what? We as content creators in Ecamm fam kind of blew up around that time. That's definitely around the time that we found each other.
Mhm.
And you just never know when the next wave would happen based off of what you do. You just never know. So being there for your people, building it, being consistent and original will definitely help you. Overproducing instead of communicating. So these are some of the things, again, I'm leaving behind overproducing instead of, I think it goes right along with this last thing. I say just don't borrow the moment, but build the reason people stay. Like finding ways to communicate well, whatever your strategy is, whatever your voice or brand is, like finding a way to communicate that well, I think is some of the things that we need to be thinking about in the next upcoming year. So really, really good. Let me go to the next one. Talking to everyone instead of a niche. I like this one. So this is something I learned in radio. So I may have thousands of people listening to my radio show, but it is important to me that when you listen, you feel like I am talking to you. Okay. And that's one of the things that I learned, that skill through radio, but I think it needs to transcend through all of our content creation. Okay. We need to figure out how to talk to that niche, talk to that person when we are creating, instead of saying everyone, hey, everybody, I just think that it's better to say, how are you doing? So, hello. How are you doing today? Thank you for being here on the stream show. I think that comes off a little better than saying, hello, how are you guys doing? Where are everybody? Tell me where you're from. And you're talking to this group of people when you can easily say to someone, tell me where you're from. And everyone that's watching, no matter where they are, will feel like it was personalized to them, right? That goes a long way. So, Aubrey, it seems like you wanted to add to that as well.
Sorry, I was just like, that is very much, I want to agree with you, because that's what I found. Well, everybody, we know what's everybody's favorite word. Their names. I'm like,
Right.
I believe that is a huge thing,
It is.
specifically talking to the person.
That's so true. That's so true.
I don't know
Especially
what
with
I'm
live
saying.
streaming, right? When you're live streaming
Well,
and get your name called, I think that's the coolest thing.
that's the
Yeah.
number one lesson that you learn as a teacher very first off. And that's when I had student teachers, the very first they go, they're not listening. And I'm saying, that's because you're saying their name at the end of the
Right.
sentence. You start with the name first. If you want, you
Okay.
know, Sally to listen to you, you say Sally, and she'll sit up and listen. But if you put her name at the end of the instructions, she has no idea that you were talking to her. And it's that simple thing of putting your name first. That's why my mom always went through all four of us names at a time when she wanted our attention. She went, Patty, Carol, and Sarah Gretchen, listen.
Yeah.
Right.
And not just listen, girls, but
Yeah.
she went through all of
Yeah.
our names. You know, it's that
Mm-hmm.
it's that important.
I believe it. And Tora was saying, right, when you talk to everyone, no one feels spoken to. Pick your people, speak like you know them. I really, really like that. That's what I'm talking about. He said, what are you guys talking about? Some people, he back and ready to destroy 2026. And Doc, what we're talking about is things that we're quitting and leaving in 2025 so that as we start 2026, our focus is on being better and learning from the last year and really deciding to focus on what we could do this year. And then I have some great people, young ladies that are willing to hang out with me today, Gretchen and Ives, coming in through Zoom, which I love the integration. From day one, I wanted to use this integration from Ecamm, so I get a chance to use this when we're doing the stream show. So it's so cool, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to be with me. That being said, ignoring short form as discovery. So, Gretchen, was it not you saying that you were getting some discovery and a little bit more attention from your shorts than from your long form?
Yeah, my channel is very niche, is
Mm-hmm.
very with art and with story books and reading picture books to adults, and it's a very niche, small area. But one of the things that my group came up with when I read a book on the World Day of Kindness was one of the members in my community said 2026, the global year of kindness. And I said, I didn't know that that's was. And she says, no, it's not, but we should make it so. So
Wow,
we've started a
Mm-hmm.
campaign to make 2026 the global year of kindness.
I like
I mean,
that.
we're getting a landing page. We're doing the whole thing. We got a pledge. So every day in December, I did a word of the day around kindness, and it had that hashtag, and I did it painting, and I made it into a short. So I don't know if it was the content of kindness because it's a big push toward that,
Right.
or whether it was every day. But all I know is between the 1st of December and the end of December, I went up 20 subscribers.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
that was, for a channel that only has 400 and had 400 and some odd, now it's at 470. It's like, whoa, that kind of. I also got into consistent time of publishing. I didn't had some things with that, but they got a lot of views, a lot of
Awesome.
views, and so I think it was that for me it was the content of the short
Okay.
was relevant to what and I was doing it in kind of a fun way. Um, I couldn't tell you for sure what it was, but that's what it did for me. Now, for the next person could try something similar, it might not. I have never been a fan of statistics, so I don't. Doc can yell at me later.
That's funny. I do feel like, the discovery on the shorts is definitely something from a YouTube standpoint that will get you some longevity. I've seen my shorts definitely outpace my long form videos, especially with my podcast. The shorts that are taken from that long form video has done really, really well. So what I want to do is just keep it going, right? I think not stopping it makes a big deal. So I want to shout out James Hicks for hanging out with us. Yes, sir. Mike One, two. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. And I was always told,
Mr. Hicks.
yeah, Mr. Hicks. I was always told to see the following letters on everyone's forehead. Make me feel important. You are so right about that. Sometimes people come through and we always want to feel a particular way. And if you can do that through live video, guess what? You
Okay.
could win. And
What
we
is
talk
that?
about Doc, he's been really, really good about doing that over the years. Even if he had to make up someone's name, he does a really good job of pointing people out. Personally, I'm leaving behind to talk about it. People professionally, I have to help everyone. For Saturday, I'm cutting bait on those who act like they're about this life, but don't do the work. Man, that's tough. That's tough, Doc. Like, listen, you got to figure it out, right? It's got to be there. It's got to be there. Oh man, I like that. So, and Gretchen is saying, "Working home, Doc." I gotta say that too, sir. Glad to have you back. Would love to see some of this content you're making uh, or made from Japan, and glad it was safe travels on your end. Actually, you were leaving on a stream show a couple of weeks ago, and now you're coming back somewhere around the stream show. I really do appreciate you chiming in. That's really cool. And let's go to the next one. I have a few things I have. Not reposting long form content. Repurposing, not reposting. Now, this is not an issue for me. I could do better with the stream show, but on my podcast, like it is promoting my podcast by doing the short form videos to let people know it's out there and it is helping. But we do have a few people that would take all of the time to build an hour long 45, 30-minute show or whatever and never do anything with it to cut some of that out to be able to reproduce it. I also have an idea that I don't see a lot, but I do think it could work. I see it sometimes where you're not just doing a 3-minute video as a repurpose. I think a repurposed 5-minute video could go a long way as well, because it's the same content. You're just cutting it down to that thought. And sometimes the thought that you're cutting down to won't fit into 90 seconds, won't fit into 30, 60. And it may be a 5-minute, what I would call a medium form content that somebody could digest in 5 minutes and it really make a difference. So what do you guys think? Not repurposing long form content.
This is something I'm terrible at. I do not. I have a lot of long form content, and I just fall down on this a lot. So just last night, I started. Somebody had given me an idea a couple years ago about what I could do with the story part of something, and I finally kind of listened to him and went back and thought I could take this section out and I could do this. So I started to play with it, but doesn't mean, yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see. It's just one of those, I'm on to the next thing.
Right.
For
I get
too
it.
often. I just, my head jumps onto the next thing and I forget to go back.
And it's okay. It's just
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to the time that we put into some of our content, and if you see, like if you go back to a video that you thought, man, there was some really, really good nuggets in this video, it has run its course as far as there's not a lot of new viewers, and we're talking about YouTube, not a lot of new viewers. Maybe you take out certain portions of that because you've already done the work. You've already done the work. All you have to do is just find a couple of clips out of this to repurpose. And you've already said it, that your shorts, it could be because you were talking about kindness. How would you know unless you produce more? And going back to some of that old content, pulling out some of the high points, and you can find that through the analytics, right? Like there was a high point right here that was really cool, or I like what I said here, or I like the ending of it. You can just put the ending of all your shows up that may be a minute or two worth of an ending where you're putting it all together. Those are the things you could be thinking about when it comes to repurposing some of the long form content, especially with content you already have. I'm
Yeah.
really on content that you already have. Finding ways to repurpose it is a big deal. So I have a couple of comments here. Then I'll come to you as well. Two things ruining people's short strategy: trying to AI them all and overthinking them. Okay, you 2 points: AI them and overthinking them. Just put out all the content and let people get to know you. I like that, Doc. I like that, Doc. And anytime you got Billy coming to a show, you got to shout
Oh
him
my
out.
God.
What's up, sir? That's a hot tip. I got to try the longer form, short form. You know what, Billy? You just never know. I mean, I don't know. I'll take 2 hours of Billy, but some people may want to just do 5 minutes of you. It's like, hey, that was good. Let me get 5 minutes of Billy. I'm good. Not leveraging your catalog of content and reposting it, repurposing it continuously is just crazy. Do it, people. I think you got to have a way to redo it. Gretchen, you have a gold mine of content. Bring them the greatest hits back to life, my friend. That's from James Hicks. I appreciate that. Obbs, what do you think?
Oh, I think it's fantastic if you got it. I
If you
think
got
it's
it.
hilarious. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like a minute ish.
You just
So,
never know. You just never know, right?
and I'm like, I'm kind of afraid to admit this, but I've never done a short. However, I don't know if maybe the videos are short enough to be considered shorts.
Oh,
Now, so the shorts, if you're doing a minute video um, with your shorts, okay, this is a good one.
I know.
This is a good one. This is a good one. Because I think that you have something that you're doing that could really, really hit, right? And James is talking to Gretchen. All right. So Gretchen, James is trying to help.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, here's the action. I have the bandwidth to do 2 more shorts for clients. I'll do your shorts for free for the next 3 months, Gretchen. He said, holler at him.
all right, James, I will contact you.
There you
God,
go.
you guys
There you
gonna
go.
hold my feet to the fire
Well, he's
between
going to do the
you.
work.
I know, no, he's gonna teach me how to do the work. That's that's what Doc does. That's what James does. That's what Mary Lou do. I'm not too old to learn. That's one thing you're never too old to learn.
That's so true.
Seriously.
True.
That's so true.
Um,
So, Obs, if you're doing live streams for less than a minute or at a minute, right? And
yes,
those
sir.
are horizontal, right?
Correct.
Now
Yes.
we're getting to the place, depending on how it's done, where you can do vertical along with the
Mm.
horizontal all at one time. But till we get there, is there a way you could just take that, edit those videos and make them vertical and repost them
Mm.
as shorts?
Well, I could just do the short same. How
Or
do you
you could
call it?
do it. Live shorts
Mm.
are
Yeah.
going really well. The live shorts are going really well. You know, people are definitely doing it. So
Something to
you're saying
try.
do a landscape and then do a horizontal live for less than a minute?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So it's min-ish.
I love it. I think that's a great
So,
idea.
all
I just think
right.
there's building the content and getting out of your own way is something
Mm.
that, let me say it this way, getting in my own way is something I'm leaving in 2025. Okay,
Yes.
all of the thoughts, will it go, will it do? Someone said it just a few minutes ago, just post it. Maybe something Doc said, just post it. All right. So there's
Mm.
ways to get all of this done. It really, really is. Um, and I love this conversation. I think we got to keep going. Um, Man, these people are just, I love it, love it, love it, love it. I love that you are hanging out with us, and Happy New Year to you. And I appreciate each and one of you guys too, because you guys give me this momentum, and you have a podcast here. I got to check your podcast out. I really do want to know who it is and what you're doing. So thank you for shouting me out. Um, Skipping the call to actions. Who's doing call to actions and who's not? Like, let me know if you guys have a call to action. This is one from me. I started in 2025, but the rhythm of building guides for each show is a lot. So I had to figure out how I'm doing it. Okay. I had to figure out how I am doing it so that maybe I do one call to action. No, I do a call to action, but maybe one guide or one type of lead magnet per month, and it makes it easy on me. So every show, I'm pointing people back to that particular lead magnet, whether it's a guide or a quick ebook or something like that. But I do need to be able to send people to the next step. Each show should be sending them somewhere, even if it's just to connect with me. Like, I'd never say, hey, in the description of the show, there's a bio link for Strick. So anytime you want to ask me a question or do anything offside of the show, you can just hit the bio link and I'm always right there. I could do a better job at doing that with the call to actions with my stuff. So there's something I want to add there. And Billy says, I'm leaving Amazon behind. Hey, you could do it, man. You could do it. Why not? Let's see how much money you make on that. Avoiding live videos. This is not for me because I do not avoid live videos, but it may be people out there that can't get their heads around doing live videos. Let me tell you something. This live video chef or a way to garner an audience that's live is something that you really want to get used to because of the age of AI. Being live and authentic is something that you want to be able to do to really connect with people. Now, it's not going to be long, and I hear they are already doing AI avatars that are live. You know, it's a possible technology, but it's not mainstream right now. Connect with people, be who you are, and allow them to draw, like, your vibe will attract your tribe. We say that a lot, but it is important for you to know that.
It's just part of who we are. I mean, it's I have a hard time making recorded videos.
Okay.
I get caught up in the edit. I don't like to do the editing and stuff. But for me, going live was always the easier one, whether I did it in great quality or not. But that comes. I always referred to it back as with my profession. I was a teacher. I went live every day for 35 years in the classroom. And then in the library, every 40 minutes, it was a new live show because there was a new class coming in.
Right.
And so when I started doing, well before Ecamm, doing things, it was not a concern with that. And I think that's that mindset. What I talked about earlier was that you have to question where your mindset comes from. If you are of a mindset that going live is hard, are you of the same mindset that talking to somebody at a party is hard, or talking to somebody on the phone is hard, or talking to somebody in normal conversation is hard? That's what going live is just everyday stuff, except you've got gadgets in front of you, and gadgets
it can be difficult for people, but we also know that it is a great way to engage people and to build an audience going live stream. So you have to look at my trepidation for going live versus what the outcome is. Okay, the outcome is I have the potential to engage an audience. Can I overcome the overwhelming feeling that I have for going live? Because once you do it and continually try to do it, you get better at it. Yes, if you've never done it, that is a hill that's hard to climb. I get that. But getting to the top of that hill and finding a community that you can engage, but I just think that it's cool. Like, tell me what you're thinking.
I'm sorry. I saw Doc's comment. He's in Gangsta G. I use iMovie. I hate editing too. He's on my case about using iMovie all the time, and yeah, and that's what made me laugh. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No worries. He is something else.
I have no filter oftentimes these days. At least that's what my family says.
That's funny. That's funny. Avatars are live selling. That is so true. And they're making a ton of money doing it. Blessings to everyone. Blessings for you to come hang out with us today, Breezy. I definitely appreciate it. Number one underrated game for live streaming is being better at speaking when recording and speaking publicly. I get it. I get it. That is really cool. If you can figure out how to do that, if you can figure out how to do it, it's a big deal. I got a couple more here. Oh, I like this one. And maybe I'll make this my last one because I know we've been talking for a while. Chasing views over engagement. This is where live streaming comes in. And I have to say this because we're on a platform that is an extremely great tool for us to go live with some of the easier things that you could build. Like I've been talking really with one scene up for at least 40 minutes, right? This has been the scene. The content is more important than changing scenes and making things jump and all the other kind of stuff. And I'm saying that because a lot of times people want to do more and be robust. And actually with Ecamm, you can be as robust as CNN if you want to be. But you can also make it simple and engage with people. The mindset of views, you want to make great content, but chasing views will get you into a place to where you may not be authentic, or you may do things that are not integral, like not having great integrity because you want to have views. And you want to always catch yourself to be authentic and be real. And the people that come to you, engage with them. And over time, it will work. Okay? I really feel like that. You know, I've seen some people that have really exploded with their content. You know, friends in our community that have really exploded with their content. It's not content that I would do. And I didn't know it was them. But they're doing some very controversial things. And guess what? It's gotten them a lot of views. But what are you willing to do to get views? You really want to be thinking about that. All right. So, let me hear. What did Doc say here? Let me read all of what Doc said. Sorry, Strick. What I meant is on live, you talk more, and that by nature improves communication skills, which is true. The more you do it, the better you get. You also get better at understanding what the community wants. Another true statement. Live is the best training for the record. I agree with that as well. I was a DJ, right? Still use DJ Strick. I talk a lot. But one of the things I didn't do well outside of radio, 30-second, 60-second clip, I don't read well to have a teleprompter and all that kind of stuff. I just could not do that. Live, it is right off the top of my head. I want to talk. I am there. I can engage with people. I can be real. I can be authentic. But I also know there's certain times, just like Doc's paragraph here, where you got to concentrate and be able to read that in front of people. I had to learn to get better at that. My head is from the creativity side. I am speaking live and I'm just being honest and true. And if I have to slow down and read that, I would struggle in the past. But doing it over and over and over again, I've learned how to get better at reading scripts while being live. And the only way I was able to do that by getting over my fear doing it and just doing it over and over and over again. So that's what I want to do. So, and what he's saying is he's added that pre-record is what he was talking about. So live is the best training for a pre-recorded video. Was a DJ. I could still nail 30 seconds and 60 seconds with no practice. I could do the same. And but I learned how to memorize. So if I had to do a commercial, I would do, I would read the commercial script. So this is outside of being on the radio. You're actually producing a commercial to go on radio. and it's either 30 or 60 seconds, where I would actually downright memorize it and then record it, or memorize it in clips and I'm recording it in clips and taking out the air. But basically, by the time you hear it, seems like one seamless clip, but it's better than me looking down, because can you not hear the difference when I'm looking at the camera, I'm talking here, and if I was reading something, how my voice is automatically different just looking down? The position of the microphone, I'm away from the mic now, but sometimes people can hear the difference. I thought from reading, and then I was authentically saying something because I had memorized it. So that's how I would do it. I just would memorize everything and say the script and go. Obs.
Yeah, it makes sense. I say just go with run, and that makes a huge impact connecting with people
Exactly.
instead of reading it, just delivering. Boom.
Exactly. And I
Good
feel
on you,
that
sir.
people can hear it all, right? People can hear when you're smiling when you talk. Like they can hear that. And this is from my radio mind. So I'm in the studio smiling and talking. And I feel like they couldn't see me smiling, but they could hear it. I would laugh a lot. So when people would listen to my show inside of my breaks, if I'm laughing and I'm smiling, it engages them to have an emotion. They didn't know where it come from. So they're just driving and smiling too. Everybody's having a good time, only because I chose to give that type of energy out to them. So there you go. There you go. Just like riding a bike. And this is what Billy said. All right, I hate the scripts. I always made up my own words, their points, because I couldn't read and talk. So he feels what I'm saying. Reading down closes the throat and compresses the vocal cords. Sounds terrible. He's just bringing some of the science to it about what I was saying, and I think that is so perfect. And for us to be thinking about when we are presenting whatever it is that we do. There's a lot of ways from a content creator that you could get across to an audience. Now, Gretchen, you said earlier that you were now doing some painting in some of what you're doing.
Oh yeah. I I paint and draw and doodle, and when like on tonight's show, not because a lot of what the books that I represent, that I read, the big part of the books are the artwork, and so I
Gotcha.
always go into the artists and stuff. And so a lot of the people that come to my show, most of them are all artists in themselves. And so on Sunday night we have a show and tell, and they get to send in their stuff, and we do that. That's part of the whole thing. But it's also become a thing that I don't go anywhere without a sketchbook. You can I did at Ecamm. I took at the creator camp, I took my notes with sketches.
Okay.
And that's how I take notes now.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't do that 4 or 5 years ago. Things can change
They
until you
can.
try something.
They can.
You will never know if you can do it or not. I didn't think I could draw anything.
That's
And
awesome.
now I've sold art pieces, not photographs. I've sold art pieces, which just blows me away.
That's
And
awesome.
and I also just it brings a lot of joy to me, and keeps my hands busy when I'm, you know,
Let me ask you this
always trying to.
question. Are you, like, when you are drawing and you have your stream going on, how are you positioning your cameras? Do you have an over the shoulder thing that people can see you draw?
Oh, I have an overhead camera
Overhead.
that I use that can do that for drawing, and then I can also set up my phone um to show a one way if I'm going to do that. It's the same setup that I use for doing like if I'm like I during December I also did an on my other channel I did 30 minutes a day of photo editing of my infrared to try to get from one a beginning project to the end of a project, and my
Okay.
goal was to get the photos edited that I want for the an infrared book project that I'm doing. And I did just 30 minutes a day live, just talking through. It wasn't tutorial, hardly anybody, but I knew if I did it 30 minutes live and limited myself to that I wouldn't get bored with it. I wouldn't get lost down a rabbit hole. I could stop after 30 minutes and then come back fresh. And I went from 256 raw photos to a dummy book
Wow.
in 30 days. And with 110 photos all edited and laid out in book form. And so it's that first step.
I like
So
that.
you can do it in any way. And if it's something you've never done before, it's not going to hurt to try.
That's right.
Because you never know. You may have told yourself your entire life. I told myself in my entire life that I couldn't draw.
Wow. And who
And
knew? Now you started sketching
yeah.
and you have a brand new gift at
And the
30
thing
years
is
old.
that I always did it in front of the kids at school. I would draw
Right.
goofy bad things weird because if you draw badly in front of a kindergartner, they think that they can do it better, and that's what you want them to learn to do. You want
Right.
them to learn to read better than you. You want them to learn to do that better than you. So I would do mistakes purposely.
Right.
And then I started doing this, and one of the people said, "Well, show me what you're doing." And I'm like, "Well, okay, there's this kind of trick for drawing on the right side of the brain, or there's this kind of thing for doing with sponges." And they were like, "Oh my God." And I just didn't stop.
That's awesome. That's
Who
awesome to be able
knew?
to find that. Oh man, I like that. So, Obs, what about you and your journey? And you're muted,
Oh,
but on your 1-ish minute that you're doing right
Yeah.
now, how are you connecting
Mm.
with the people?
Well, that's the thing I'm trying to do is just like connect. Is there ever any questions? Like, no, and they're not very long, so not interaction. But yep, as you've seen, I've been doing. I'm making notes
Right.
all the time and document them. It's Sunday, so this evening, make a new one for tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
I
I
love
don't
it.
know how much, yeah, chase and view, like all about engagement and keeping myself straight ish.
I love it. And if you can do that and engage with people, I think it's awesome. People don't know because sometimes the success that we sell when it comes to content creation is that immediate success. But I believe if you keep at it, and if you're doing something that you enjoy, that you're skilled at, and that it also answers a question or helps someone else, you have a winner of an idea and a niche. So keep doing it. Ladies, thank you so very much for hanging out with me. This is so very cool. I don't know that I had a chance to hang out with you two in 2025. So I start the year off right with you. So thank you guys for the time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting us. Appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. And I hope you guys have great shows tomorrow. And for you, Miss Gresham, tonight.
Thank you very much.
All
Yeah.
right. Hey guys, this has been a great show. I hope you're quitting some things that you did in 2025 and don't bring them into 2026. We're starting off this year right with just having the right mindset in what we are creating. So keep going, keep creating, but do it with the goals in mind, your strategy, all that other kind of stuff. I need you guys to really be thoughtful about all of that because it will make the difference. Thank you, Doc, for hanging out. Glad you made it back. Billy, it's always good to see you. Happy New Year to you. And for everyone that watched tonight, James Hicks and the whole gang, thank you and Happy New Year. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.